your health bar and damage in the culling. So we'll see how
by
JackeyLove
being
and Meiko
alive.
can do just by hitting one. Just when you buy a single completed item from the shop, you are actually an engage option. So we'll see. I want that locked in. I really need that locked in. Partly because it's really good against the Lucian Nami, and partly because there's no Milio on the other side to deny deny it with a cleanse or something like that. Milio is one of the better answers into Maokai, but just cleansing your whole team as soon as those roots hit. Thing is, when Lucian Nami dash forward, or when Akali dashes forward, Maokai can respond very quickly from either side of a lane, if it's mid lane, and press the ultimate, and then suddenly the play often fizzles out. Now, something like the Cassante can block up one of the tendrils and makes it a little harder to get big engages off of the Maokai ultimate, but it does mean the Cassante is often isolated in the front line. So top esports, pay attention to how they space between their front line and the back line to make sure that 369 is not isolated when things come to shove. It feels like LNG, they want to play really front to back with tanks in front of their carries. Top esports, they want multiple flanks. They want Akali on one side, they want Lee Sin on the other side. Cassante maybe holding the door open for Lucian and Nami to do damage. LNG, they need to make sure that those flanks are not very accessible. Now, something like a Gna can get a side lane advantage and can push in and stop those angles being as easily accessible. I imagine it's going to be nice. So only YSK is allowed to play the Nymeara. I'm sorry, Zika. Thing is, though, Zika played a counter matchup in game 1 in the Yone into the Aatrox, and it failed. It didn't work out. It wasn't really a counter matchup. The LPL's not really used it as a counter matchup. It's not really worked that way. The Gna has been more successful, but side lane Gna has plagued us today, hasn't it, Mazel? We'll see if Zika can make up for the mistakes of game 1.
I'm really ready for it. I'm so ready for it. But I do think there's some key differences here. I think Tian going back to the Lee Sin is really big. A little bit different into the Maokai matchup. Still looking at proactivity being the name of the game for him. But again, the execution of entrances for top esports, very curious. And I feel like that ease of execution has gone up and away and easily attainable for the side of LNG with this composition. A lot more than they had last time.
Feels like, yeah, they have a lot of ability to just, like, press their ultimate keys, or if someone like Akali, against a range composition like this, probably goes towards the rocket belt early and just kind of jumps at you. If everyone jumps at you at the same time, then LNG feel really scared. It's not like throwing a Sejuani ultimate or the Maokai ultimate, which they themselves have, but, top esports, if they choose the right kind of timing, LNG will need to stand and fight. Retreating is not very easy against this other composition. So LNG, laning advantage, safe front-to-back team fighting. That is their goal. That is their objective. Can they manage it, though, against a rampant top esports?
Top esports, a team that has been in full stride here and looking to continue that as a whole. They've formed their super team and are trying to make another campaign here in 2024. LNG, they've been down in the dumps. They have not had a way out of some of the bad positions they put themselves into, and now they're going to need to find a way to dig themselves out of this one. Backs against the wall. Can LNG do it? Did you see that Meiko sign?
I didn't see it. No, I was looking somewhere else.
It was literally a guy holding a giant sack, and it just said Meiko on the sack.
Oh my god, is that a shout out to the sack streams?
I don't know.
I didn't know that
like
they knew about it.
If Meiko is carrying the bag, or like if I want to know a little bit more about that, because that seems
Little
hilarious.
did we know that Meiko is the new member of the sack. That's the only thing that this could mean. That's definitely what they mean. Creme going to be found out in the mid lane.
Is he Santa Claus? Like, there's a lot of things going on in my brain right now, Nymeara, and I want to know what that sign means. Somebody at me on Twitter.
I don't think I have the necessary... I don't know. I don't have the information to help you with that one. Do you see that the quick invade towards topside is snuffed out briefly? But the thing is, as soon as Scout goes back to lane, there's a chance that Tian just kind of walks up again. Tian can't really contest Raptors like this. He might be able to smite the big one.
You say that.
Let's see.
Oh, actually, fully gotten by WeiWei, and now Tian. Oh, he's gonna have to flash early over the wall, and now he's in a little bit of trouble. Spot. Yeah, he's not in a good spot here. He's trying to make his way out, but you can't leave mid lane that long, so Scout hasn't been able to capitalize on it, and WeiWei gets completely turned around on.
All right. Well, I know that we have the Snake on EDG, but we do have actually Tian as Solid Snake managing to get his Metal Gear his way out of the enemy jungle. He started E to try and get the AoE kind of secure of the mini Raptors, but he loses all of them. So his early pathing has been disrupted pretty heavily. That means that WeiWei is going to be pretty far ahead of his clear and pretty able to pin Tian back in this early game.
He's getting his first camp at 2.5 minutes in. We'll be very close to dying to it, too. End up healing a lot back from it, though. But a bit of a delayed start. It also means that WeiWei is already a couple camps ahead.
And, I'm interested to see what that means in terms of fighting for scuttles, in terms of making their way into lanes. The thing about lanes like the Caitlyn lane, this has been the truth for Caitlyn the entirety of her existence, is that if Caitlyn is just left alone to just bully you in lane, without anyone interfering, she is one of the most obnoxious champions in the game. As soon as someone else enters her lane and she's forced to blow a flash or fight on 2 different fronts, then she kind of sucks. It's why when everyone could teleport like 4 minutes into the game, everyone would teleport behind a Caitlyn lane with Silas Akali, and it would be just the worst thing ever. But once you see this Lee Sin in this game, lose flash, be behind farm, have saplings put into his jungle and vision down there, Gala has so much less to worry about. And now, hopefully for LNG, Gala and Hung can get themselves a platform to build an advantage off of.
I do like the mindset here from top esports, though, especially JackeyLove grabbing that Ignite there for himself as a summoner spell. Those trades really important into Gala itself and trying to play into that, because it is not fun being a Lucian playing into a Caitlyn. The range disadvantage is absolutely huge, so you got to know when to be able to step up and get those pop shots in. Meanwhile, Creme, that was not the time to step up. He'll have to back, and he'll have to TP back mid.
Once you hit one item, that's when the matchup starts to turn around for the Caitlyn, so we'll keep an eye out for that one. Of course, it's not going to be the support item Lucian anymore. The double support item has been completely erased from this game because it was understandably really quite difficult to balance around and to play around in some ways too. So I'll see whether JackeyLove and Meiko can do it the old-fashioned way. Just regular items in hand, hewn out of yew and oak.
You got any other woods?
Ash, birch. What else was in RuneScape?
Oh. I think you hit a lot of them on the head.
I played enough RPGs.
Ooh, dodge around the trap there, too, from JackeyLove. Just getting some pop shots. But again, you can see it just doesn't do enough. You have so much sustain and so much trade back from the Caitlyn. It's impossible.
Well, I mean, you say it doesn't do that much. That's a barrier and a heal blown. I'm going to take that, honestly. 2 summoners for that trade, that's actually fine. Now, the problem is, you're still low enough HP that you can't stop this wave going into turret. That's the first plate of the lane going over to Gala and Hung. So we'll see whether JackeyLove will clean up the farm, but you can't stop this Caitlyn getting back for a really good back. 10 CS, well, it's going to be out 5 CS up, but a plate up as well. Caitlyn is probably going to get a slightly better back. We'll see exactly what that amounts to, though.
We're not getting the full-on jungle trade here. WeiWei will be losing the Telegrubbies to Tian, though.
Lost the broadcasting rights to the Telegrubbies. Is that what happens? Is that how we refer to it now?
Yep.
Not going to be aired on the LNG channel. They'll have to try for the second airing of it. Scout fires out the ult in mid lane.
Not going to find too much of it. Just trying to stop Creme from getting an engage there with Meiko showing his face, too. That is all 3 grubbies going over to Tian.
And it is. So, see how top esports can make the use of that one. They don't have a lot of champions that can hit turrets very easily in side lanes. So we'll see how well they can use that. Of course, when someone dies or leaves a lane unattended, then that's going to be great value for it. Normally, you'd say the grubs are very good for someone like the Gnar. We've talked about that an awful lot today. Zika's not really built up an advantage in this top lane, though. Slightly behind, wave crashing into turret, just about even. So, yet to see Zika get the most of that matchup, and we already said, you know, the last matchup with the Yone into the Aatrox, that was meant to be a counter. Well, I know that in the LPL it's been a bit weird in that front, but didn't necessarily work out for him. 369, more than happily controlling Zika in these games so far.
WeiWei controlling the other side here, making sure he's there for Gala and Hung, who are pushing in very aggressively with this bot lane duo. JackeyLove, Meiko really can't come online here in the lane. Really need some of that help you were kind of focusing on earlier. But because of that push, LNG were on the cusp of starting the Dragon.
And it makes it so much more easy when you have the Maokai saplings as well in the enemy jungle. You have wards, and you have your support item wards, and then you also have the saplings making this difficult. Ignite going forward, JackeyLove hiding behind the minions to make sure that E couldn't hit him. Good trade.
That's what you got to be doing, because if you can find that little bit of downtime, it means the biggest difference. All out could be used. Zika has that Mega Gnar out. He's trying to get the Q3, but can't get it charged up.
369 buffered out of the ult with the all out, so he didn't get the CC. He still takes the damage and sadly can't get capitalized on him. Still a fun little moment. Seems like Zika doesn't get a huge trade onto him. Tian going to take topside scuttle. It's not going to last until the next grub spawn, but it does mean that Zika is here without a flash, without a teleport, at about 400 HP. He can't really stand here. Tian with level 6. Yeah, he's going to be completely zoned off.
Oh, Creme, we're looking at this for a reason, and he might have just found it. One more auto. He gets feared. He gets pushed back. Creme wants to make it. He can't do it. The sapling denies him. Meanwhile, 369 and Tian have found a prey up top side, and they make the bark pay. As WeiWei goes down, Zika's starting to at least stack up some Mega Gnar. I think Scout's got an angle here with some long distance. Zika, he does not have the Mega Gnar ulti at least, and Creme is on his way. Now it's a 3v2. This could be dicey. Nice little distance damage though. Zika stepping forward. He is not in vision. 369 getting low. He's dashing out. Now Zika goes for it. The wallop connects, but it's not going to matter. A nice snipe from Scout will get the trade back, but Creme getting the kill is an absolute upset.
Yeah, Creme getting the kill is really annoying for Scout because he's been doing a pretty good job of both keeping Creme down a little bit in CS and keeping him away from solo kill potential as well. Creme getting gold on his Akali, the champion which he has done so much damage across the LPL on, is a big worry for LNG. What did we say right from draft? The first 3 picks were locked in and we saw Akali versus the Hui, the Milio, and the Caitlyn. We thought, it's going to be really bad if they ever get within ult range of them. That's going to be an absolute massacre. Yeah. They've just gotten closer to item breakpoints, which will help Creme achieve that.
Do get WeiWei getting the dragon as we go into the replay of this one in the top side.
So Tian, despite the early jungle mishaps, is a level ahead of what's happening from WeiWei. And that means that they have just the extra ability to walk up, completely nuke him out of existence. Scout takes the long way around, maybe thinks that there was going to be a full dive, so he was trying to get closer towards the actual turret itself. Sadly, that means that Scout is out of range for the grand majority of this fight.
Goodness.
Sadly, he's only able to get just the 1 kill back, and he's kind of lucky to get that one, if I'm honest.
Unfortunately, Scout missing the fear there at the end just because of the shuriken flip retake, at least from Creme. Little things going awry. I feel like it's been the name of the game for LNG all season long so far. Sitting at 2-4 is definitely not where they want to be with this team and this roster, but they are being pushed down by top esports. And right now, my eyes are seeing if Tian wants to path up towards top and get this 6 grubby spawn.
If you get those, then that's going to be really, really annoying for LNG to contend with. They can never leave towers unattended again. And that's a problem because they might have to deal with the Lucian and put extra members into his lane. They end up blowing the Breath of Life. See Maokai potentially looking through an ult over the wall, and that's what they're doing.
As soon as JackeyLove dash forward, WeiWei is going to pop that one. He gets out with the flash.
Close runs. That is a very close evasion of that ultimate. Would have been a very long route as well. Maokai ult, it routes longer. The longer distance it's traveled to reach you. That would have been a very long range one at that point. Would have been a trap combo as well from Gala, so lucky to get away from that one. And sadly, his Caitlyn Milio, they're not even ahead in CS. They've gotten 1 plate, they've gotten, even in CS. Gala is not really going to be a point of power that's kept JackeyLove down.
JackeyLove and Meiko, one of my favorite new duos to come alive together as well. It just feels like it's 2 guys who have known each other for a long time, who have been really good at the top of their game. They're finally combining, and off the back of Meiko trying to make a new name for himself off of EDG, as WeiWei will let Tian know he's still kicking. We'll steal that one away.
Of course, one thing that we missed in this matchup today is Mark versus his own team as well. Of course, replaced by Hung. It would have been versus his old AD carry. Mark was on top esports for many years, producing many moments of mojo. Sadly, couldn't do that on LNG. And Hung, we've talked about him as a known quantity. He's a player which follows plans well. And the problem is with LNG is I don't really know what their plans are in the first place, and that's not really helped him look good on paper. Game 1 in particular was a bit of a mishmash of awkward moments. Game 2, maybe a bit easier to play. Scout going to have Meiko walk into his lane. Not really going to achieve that much, but LNG, they are still on the drawing board. I'm really wondering what they're going to do in this game now as well, because they haven't really managed to get an advantage on bot side. Top lane's at a CS advantage too from 369. How he's managed to get that, I have no idea. 369 is one in fantastic form though, so we'll just put it down to 369 things.
Yeah,
so LNG, they're going to have some really big issues now. They need to get safe 5v5 team fights with denying flanks and just taking it in a single directional fight. And I don't think they have the ability to do that.
And things have turned around a bit on bottom side. 2 plates have gone over the way of JackeyLove and Meiko now as well. We are mano a mano down there. Both Storm Razors completed on either side, so some interesting item choices in that regard, at least trying to get that early spike. And we still see the matchup going about as planned in mid lane.
I think Creme's getting to the point now where he's pretty happy with things, though. Tier 2 boots is really nice for Akali, being able to kind of like cycle in and out of your passive. You see right there as well, once you get the max rank of your Q, you have enough, the energy cost of it reduces enough that you can get multiple out in a single trade without even really having to wait for a shroud or something like that. Just trading well onto Scout as it stands right now. And LNG, we will really see how they manage to set up for teamfights. Their teamfight setup is now the most important thing in this game, bar none.
And the execution of how to get into those is super important. Another plate goes down, and that 6 grub mark is really helping out with some of these extra little chip shots into the turrets.
How you're getting plates as Akali versus Wei is beyond me. This ain't right.
Creme
Something
Akali,
about this,
all right?
Something about this ain't right. Now he's in mid lane and he is getting ganged up on, but
Tian's like, no, you don't want to look over there. You want to look at me. I'll bite you.
It's like, oh, don't look at him. He can't help you even if he wanted to. Scout's just sat there as like, oh, yeah, this is kind of fun. We traded those early kills. It's one of the problems with playing against assassins, actually, as mages, where if the mage and the assassin both get a kill, the assassin kind of wins, because the assassin doesn't need to be tankier or something like that. Often they just need enough damage to kill you. Unless the mage is getting an item which stops the assassin from killing them, it kind of sucks. Now, the Seraphs kind of helps, and Azonia's later on will kind of help, but Akali cares not for these things, and will kill you if she has enough gold. So LNG needs to be very careful of that. They're looking towards bot lane again. No flash on JackeyLove right now, but no way to pull the trigger, really. So it's just going to be a bit of a vision maintenance and a walk away. LNG, once again, found very toothless.
The amount of CC that was available to them there was big, but it's just not enough to catch JackeyLove and Meiko with the speed up there. See the trades, JackeyLove can't really get some damage in when Hung's got the shielding there. WeiWei has an angle here. Meiko and JackeyLove are stepping back up, but Tian's got the flank of a flank, and the flangles are coming alive! Woo! Can't get the kick onto Hung.
Oh. That one didn't work out. You see, that wasn't a flangle. That was a Grim flank angle. Not to be confused with the hit game Grim Fandango, but this one was...
Flangle?
The Grim... I was going for the Grim flank angle because it's
But you gotta combine it all together. Flangle.
On a better day, maybe I would, but we're 8 games into this mess, Mazel. We'll see whether we
still
can
got
get
a whole other one. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, LNG are definitely going to come back in this game. They're definitely going to bring us back to 9 games, get the full mileage out of us. It might start from something around a dragon, but of course it won't. They've just given up all the vision control in the bot side river, and they've not really been able to hold back JackeyLove from Meiko. Gala and Hung blowing summoners in the bot side is a big...
barely.
I'm telling you, the snakes on EDG, solid snakers on top esports.
True. As Nymeara's coined term, as he's the one that came up with it, Graflangle comes through. It really was top esports.
And you know what happens? You know what happens when it's not a flank and you just run at them? That's a flankant.
Flankant, not a flank.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And if you try and steal the Krabby Platter, get the Krabby Patty formula, by a flank, then that's a flankton.
Okay. I can see. I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Thanks. I put a lot of time
into this.
I don't know where I'm putting it,
but I'm picking it up.
Yeah, me neither. Well, we'll see what happens to Creme. He's going to ult someone. He's going to kill someone.
Ooh, he actually did get the blue buff, I'm pretty sure. Oh my god! Hung is not going to survive, even though it looked real cool. Creme is now in a little bit of trouble. Doesn't have his team there, even though the tidal wave comes across. And it goes to Gala, of all people, so that's pretty big.
That's pretty nice. I mean, Creme made it look cool. He started off with a Lich Bane, which gives you a lot of extra damage outside of stuff like hitting your E on your ult. You can get a lot of extra damage from those extra Lich Bane blocks coming through. Comes in, sadly, has no Dark Seal stacks now, but he's more than happy to pick up some kill gold nonetheless. So at least top Esports get themselves a kill. But giving a kill back over to the Caitlyn, it's a little annoying. Although Caitlyn would very much like to be so much more far ahead than this. Doesn't really fulfill what Caitlyn wants to be doing in terms of denying the Lucian Nami the power spike and just pinning them back the whole game. It's not really worked like that.
There's a couple machinations going a little bit wide here, but I do love to see LNG still being at least trying to be proactive as they're moving over to the top side of the map with the Rift Herald. We just got the stat again that top esports have 100% win condition when they get first turret, and that is going to remain true potentially.
Creme.
Oh, nice little knockback. I think Zika might actually be out of this one. Nope, the immediate safeguard. And Tian picks up the kill for himself.
Yeah, Tian and Creme didn't even need to blow their flashes. So LNG, they're starting up on Herald, but Zika, I feel a little bit bad for him. That one was a massive ganging up on. That one kind of sucks. He's also down against 369 as well in the Gnar versus Xante matchup. You see that JackeyLove and Meiko, they've reached their power spike on the Lucian Nami at this point. Creme's getting side lane turrets. LNG are quite comprehensively losing at this point. They've lost out on most of the objectives, the 6 grubs going over. This Herald is a breath of fresh air for them. Maybe they can break open a turret somewhere with it to give them a bit of breathing room on the map. Are we really going to do this again, folks?
Yeah, we are.
Oh no! It's a Gnar dying in a side lane. Again, we started the day with this. We started with like a 1-5 Gnar winning despite being in a side laning matchup. And once again, we are proving that the LPL just leaves Gnar out to dry. Gnar is just there as like a tasty pinata on a side lane for the team to do something elsewhere. I'm so sorry, Zuka, that you have to experience this.
Oh, I guess the real question becomes, is it the Gnar's fault or is it the player's fault? Really, you can't exactly blame Gnar, right? Like, he's not having much.
Yeah, well, I mean, the player did in fact right-click into the position on the map where they were when they died. So
it's a two-way street, is what I'm trying to say, Nymeara.
Yeah, and there are top esports members coming down both ways actually as it happens.
The light at the end of the tunnel, but it's a train. Oh no!
Yeah, we'll see if Punk can get out of that one. Here comes the train.
He's trying to get his geometry lesson in. Can't get the angle there, though.
You know, there's a great Metallica song which uses that as a lyric. When it comes to be the soothing light at the end of your tunnel, it's just a freight train heading your way. It sticks with me. That's a notable one. And sadly, LNG, they're on the tracks. Got to find a way to roll off with them right now. This is actually the League of Legends problem of a trolley problem. There is actually just one track, though, and sadly, LNG are tracked to it. They're going into the mid lane. They're caught way overextended, though.
LNG are watching WeiWei take that. They're like, oh, God, what are we going to do? He gets kicked out as well. There's the TP coming in. Gala takes a chunk, but the all-out onto WeiWei is going to cut him into planks. And that is TES coming away with it again.
There we go, the flangle from top esports. You go too far into their own territory. Yes, you finish off that mid lane outer turret, but it's just not enough of an escape route to get out completely safely. I thought it was going to go worse than that, actually, with Tian, with flash available. I thought there was a play to be made, but I think Creme without ultimate makes it a little harder to follow up at this point in the game. So LNG, honestly, thinking about it, I think they'll take the kill for the mid lane outer turret trade as long as they can keep this mid lane outer turret alive at the other side of it, which now thinking about it with 6 grubs, the Lucian walking up might be in question. Now it's not worth the result.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm surprised we're still seeing players pick the Rift Herald or like drive the Rift Herald after what happened to poor UCal the other night. It's like, honestly, if I was a pro player, I just wouldn't even touch it. I don't even want to look like, I don't want to look the wrong way. I don't want it to make me look like a fool. What
I need to do, I now have like this urge to put in, look, this is Herald stuff, there's more importantly, what I want is a clip like this where you're diving in between the towers and UCal missing everything, and you have like a rally driver sat next to him giving all the directions, you're like a hard right, 5 left, U-turn here. You see as just the end of this, wait, he knew he was largely dying as soon as people turned up, and Creme has killed, so I'm so, it's a Gnar in a side lane again! How many times are we gonna see this?
It does not stop when Nymeara's in town. Sheriff Nymeara will make sure all the Gnars die in side lane. This is a hotly contested blue buff there.
Well, it's the team blue buff. It's the team blue buff, which is secured for it. Says post 20 minutes, everyone gets the blue buff. You deny a blue buff from Caitlyn and from Wei, who like to have the extra cooldown reduction and the extra mana as well, because they're ability spammers. Top esports, they don't lose anything for that contest. It's just smite and a walk away. Top esports, they are completely running this game again. Are we? Okay,
I
here's
mean,
the full replay. I'm glad they're not showing this in full picture at least.
The conversation for me always comes back to, yes, we're watching Creme get caught out here. It's really good. He could probably get out of this one if he wants to, and he doesn't need. The thing is, again, it has not been a singular performance from Top Esports. It has been all of these stars coming together and all of them having pop-offs. And I think that is the strength of Top Esports, is you're able to rely on a lot of the veterancy, but also the playmaking that comes with the names that are on this roster.
Then also the laning ability. I think Creme was fine in mid lane. Maybe that one's the one where you think, okay, actually it's not necessarily about the laning phase. 369 winning there. We've got a death in a side lane. This is just playing with them for sport.
Have a little bit of fun with his food as he goes for it. Some smiles going to 369 too. JackeyLove playing oh so aggressive on this Lucian pick, knowing there's not much that LNG have left in the tank. It will be a reset though from Top Esports, even with their monumental lead.
Yeah, Scout was just trying to pick up a single wave under an inner turret, but then of course the turret dies as well because you have 6 buffs and a load of people who've got good damage to towers. Of course, energized effects from Lucian hit towers, you've got Lichburn on Akali which hits towers, and you know, it's just all of that adds up into killing towers really quite quickly. You used to be back in the day where mages didn't do extra damage to towers, so that's why you do double AD carry compositions. Because then you just have more ability to just kill towers quickly. It's not really the case now. Everyone just shreds them really quickly. I understand why, because it speeds up the game a lot more, and it's a lot more interesting to see games not stall out because there's an Anivia permanently pressing R under a tower.
You don't want to see that?
Don't mistake me there, but look, I was a fan of Alliance and Froggens and Anivia back in the day. I did my time supporting that playstyle, and then I decided I would like games to end before 50 minutes on average, please.
I still remember the days with like between 50 and 60 minutes was like normal.
Wait, do you remember the curse versus complexity game? Do you remember it? Well, this is faster paced than that.
It is, yeah, well, I'd say a little bit. Nice little catch out here with the bubble on the Zika. Tian, he wants it on the hug. He's gonna burn the flash, and there it goes! Oh man, that's a beautiful all out from 369, and everything's starting to come to an end for LNG. Creme's got the angle there, the triple knockback from 369, but it's LNG who stand the tide of war here that TES were throwing at them. Immediate pings onto the Baron for top.
I mean, Hung's down, so you don't have your cleanse bot with you, which means that you can't exactly walk up and eat something like a bubble or anything like that.
Oh,
they have to walk up,
play.
They can't let
They're
it
like,
go.
we know that you want the Baron, you want to fight for it. Come to your end. As Top Esports pull the play, and Zika, he's got a little bit left to fight for, but not much. The bouncing from Meiko ends up getting the kill, and insult goes to injury.
Oh, that's such a classy kill. I've not seen one of them in a while. JackeyLove goes down, though. That's important. I mean, at least they get a good kill there. It's a shutdown. Gala at least doesn't have to worry about Creme having ult. So LNG, they stop Baron going down. They get a shutdown as well onto JackeyLove. That's honestly a win in their position. It's a very difficult situation. LNG really, really struggling once again to put one dance move in front of the next one. They've really struggled to string together plays in this game. They try and get a pick off with the Meganar just as it's timing out from Zika. It's not really the most valuable target. Tian's too tanky at this point. Plus he's got the Sundered Sky, so he keeps healing. Look, I mean, one auto onto Hung, basically full HP again. Orders someone else after this too, so even though he gets burst out a little bit, he tanks the back out, it's completely fine. Kicks the tree into Gala, almost gets him killed, blows both his summoners. Now we're back to live to see what LNG can do without those summoners now. Now they've been invested to survive that last play.
We got third item hit for JackeyLove. He needs no tier 2 boots. He's just going to walk with the paper bags on his feet because he can do enough damage. And
he
that's
trusts his feet, Mazel.
Yes. He's also got the speed up from Meiko. It helps a little.
Yes. That he does.
A little bit of combos there. Dragon is up now, though, and will be quickly and swiftly taken by Top Esports.
It's level 16 to level 14.
I thought he was going to wait for the Meganar to start timing out a little bit more, but Creme played a little bit dicey there.
It's the, we need to replace the, the hydrogen bomb versus coughing baby meme in terms of the matchup. You do that, but it's like the hydrogen bomb versus coughing Mininar instead, because I am tired of seeing this champion get blitzed.
Oh, JackeyLove! Oh! That's a clutch get out, though. He will make it away. It's going to be followed up quickly by LNG. That calling is doing work right now, and guess what? The big guns have shown up now, and another one is on the way. Send them all, because you're getting kicked in the face. Gala's taken out of the fight. Creme is on the back line. He's got a double kill on his signature Akali. The man has come over to Top Esports to make a difference, and he's making his name damn known.
JackeyLove jumps forward and LNG make the classic play of pounce on the AD carry that's jumping forwards, but the Mikhails was already there, and then they've invested too much into the play. They're in too deep. And Top Esports, they learned from Sum 41. They punished them for that one. They know what happens there. They're going to take the Baron, walk away with another host of kills as well.
The fear comes through. 369 could still chase this one. Yeah, like Hug is just going to die.
He just runs them down. Of course he can. He's tanky enough to do that. There aren't enough members contesting from LNG. And sadly, so sadly, I know I'm so devastated about this. It won't probably be a 9-game day at this fight game, folks. I think we're going to be capped at 8. Top Esports, how cruel they are to deny us the full house.
They are cruel, but it is also nice to see them executing like this, right? They are playing with so much confidence now, and a great kick on a Gala.
That is a tight distance on that kick. If he was any shorter, it would have just flashed into him and kicked him further away. Just about gets it over. Tian cannot sing this guy's praises enough from this series. And for this split so far, Tian's had some fantastic games. There have been rightful complaints in the past about how he goes about his business sometimes, but this series is absolutely not one of them. This split is absolutely not one of them. Top Esports, this could be their year again. This could be the second coming of Top Esports.
They were one game away from making and booking a Worlds ticket. They were so close with their would-be super team last year, having to find some new pieces to the puzzle, bringing back in 369, having Creme here as well, a call-up from OMG. And it really feels like they're functioning on all cylinders here. This will be their 5th series win, and they can join the upper echelon, rightfully so. It's another siege coming in, and one more kill could just mean, and that's it. Tian finds the nail in the coffin. He's going for more. He finds Gala. There's nothing you can do. LNG are dusted. They are despised by Top Esports, and they'll be put into the ground. Top will go to 5-1 and 2-0 sweep LNG.
In case you're wondering what our top teams look like in the LPL, this team that just won this series is up there amongst the very best of them. Top Esports are starting to put on the afterburners. They looked coordinated, they looked mechanically proficient, their laning phase was absolutely spectacular. This team is so exciting to watch. And they are doing this after years of having Rookie and then Knight. They trust in Creme as well, a player who is yet to join the ranks of the truly elite players of the LPL mid lane because we have so many. It's a harsh cutoff. That they bring back 369, Meiko,